Welcome to my presentation. The title of my presentation says Beekeeping Practices of Ethiopia. Uh, well, uh, my slides contains introduction into Ethiopia, Ethiopian agroecology and biodiversity, history of beekeeping in Ethiopia, honeybees for resources, honeybee races in the country, beehives and its production capacity, honey and beeswax production, socio-economic importance, and contemporary challenges in beekeeping sector in Ethiopia. Ethiopia is located on the Horn of Africa. The GPS coordinates are given on the slides. Population is currently close to 100 million, according to United Nations Population Fund 2014 report. With the current population of the country is second populous nation in Africa and 13th populous nation in the world. The area is about 1.1 million kilometers square. 26th largest country in the world, 9th largest economy in Africa, and the country became landlocked country in the world after Eritrea seceded in 1991. Well, Ethiopia is also the land of beautiful girls. Ethiopia is divided into 18 different agricultural zones. The country has a wide range of altitudes, favoring the existence of different types of natural vegetation that includes dense forest, bush, herbs, weeds, and undergrowth. Its woodland natural forest consists of various species of plant that provide surplus nectar and pollen to foraging bees. So the country has become the most diverse flora and fauna in Africa. There are about 7,000 plant species that have been identified to exist in the country, out of which more than 400 are identified as nectar and pollen sources. As a result, the country has the largest bee population in Africa, and currently there are about 10 million bee colonies, of which up to 7.5 millions are estimated to have been hived into different types of hive, while the rest, 2.5 million, still lives in the forest and crevices. Well, it's worth knowing the lowest altitude in the country is the place called Danakil or Dalol, and has 125 meters below sea level, and it is sixth lowest place on Earth. The highest place in the country is Mount Rastashin and has 4,625 meters above sea level, and it is 23rd highest place on the world. Well, as you can see this picture, it shows the forests are really impressive. Well, history of beekeeping in the country. Beekeeping has started in the country between 3,500 to 3,000 before Christ. Ethiopian practice beekeeping as integral part of other agricultural activities. Currently, more than 2 million households practice beekeeping as their major livelihood, but beekeeping sector still remains dominated by a small scale and traditional way of producing it. In the rural area, both men and women carry out beekeeping in home garden and even in houses. There is no single ethnic group or tribe in the country who does not practice beekeeping. Honey hunting is common in few remote west and southwest part of the country. There is forest beekeeping system that's still running or being practiced in the forest covered areas, but the backyard beekeeping system is the most common type of beekeeping in the country, including in urban and peri-urban areas. Beekeeping is mostly practiced in a traditional way, in a small scale, but by almost all farmers beekeepers. So far, as I've already said, there are more than 400 plant species that have been identified as major honeybee forage, but their presence varies from place to place in the country. Therefore, the honey produced in the west, in the north, in the south, and in the east has a diversified taste and color. As you can see, this table is honeybee forages. I just listed them in scientific name, local name, common names. So you can see the potential honeybee forage in the area where I did this research. Specifically, these plants are they are found mainly in the central part of the country, like about 167 or 170 kilometers southeast of Addis Ababa, the capital city of the country. So using this scientific name, you can just read further about these plants or forage species. Honeybee races in the country. The honeybee colonies in Ethiopia are grouped into 5 different honeybee races, occupying ecologically different areas of the country. The 5 different honeybee races are mainly Apis mellifera gemetica, Apis mellifera scutellata, Apis mellifera bendazi, Apis mellifera mongicola, Apis mellifera uigambella, and the other sect has been discovered by a German scientist recently, but I didn't include it. Sorry for that. Beehives and its production capacity. Traditional beekeeping is mostly practiced in different types of traditional hives. Hives are very much diversified in shape, volume, and materials used, depending on the culture and cultural difference and locally available materials. Colonies in traditional beehives account for 90%. Sorry. The productivity of traditional hive is very low, and the average yield is 5 to 8 kilogram or 11 to 17 pounds per colony per annum. The annual honey production in the country is increasing and has reached about 71,000 metric tons. Beehives and its production capacity. There are 3 types of beehives being used in the country. Number 1 is traditional hives. That is really widespread types of hive. The second one is transitional or intermediate hive. This intermediate hive has a movable top bar, but the traditional has no frame. The modern hive is the third, and it has a movable frame. I hope you know. In proportion of the above 3 types of hives, 90% is traditional hive, 3% is intermediate or transitional hive, 3% and 7% is modern hive. Modern hive is mainly long straws. These are traditional hives. You can see the sorry, you can see the picture. These are intermediate or transitional hives. They are also called Kenyan top bar. It's called Kenyan top bar because there are bars that are laid on the top of the hive, just below the lid. These are intermediate or transitional hive in the backyard. Beehives and its production capacity. Traditional hives produce 64% of nationally produced honey. Intermediate or transitional hives contribute about 6% of nationally produced, and the modern hives contribute about 30% of nationally produced honey. Honey and beeswax production. Well, Ethiopia is still doing good in honey production and beeswax. As you can see the chart, and this chart has a list of countries that is producing large amount of honey. China, Yeah, European Union, Turkey, Ukraine, Argentina, US, Mexico. It goes this way, and Ethiopia is sevens or something eight. Anyway, it's good. This is honey production by country. Honey production. I tried to just compare Ethiopia, Canada, and United States of America. As you can see, the honey production of respective countries, and you can also compare the honeybee colonies of respective countries. So Canada is the most efficient in producing honey. You can see Canada produce 75,488 metric ton, whereas they have only 672,000 honeybee colonies. Uh, so anyway, 85% of the honey produced is locally consumed for brewing of tej, or we call it honey wine or tej. Honey wine is a mild alcoholic beverage popular throughout the country, leaving only 15% or less for export. There are generally two honey harvesting season. The major one is October to November, and the second one is April to June. Or you can see this picture: honey processing factory and honey harvesting. So table honey consumption is also common in the country. The funny thing is there is no family celebration or gathering can take place in the country without tej or honey wine. So this honey wine or tej is the commonly used beverage type in almost any kind of celebration, marriage, whatever kinds of things. So the largest portion of honey produced in the country comes from backyard beekeeping system, followed by forest beekeeping. Honey is also considered as a medicine to cure some ailments. Well, beeswax production, the country is doing good in beeswax production because most of the beehives in the country is traditional. These traditional beehives produce a large amount of wax. So Ethiopia is doing good in producing beeswax. These beeswax are mainly consumed and mainly exported, and some are used in domestic for like religious purpose, Ethiopian Orthodox. Um, so anyway, this beeswax is collected from Tej or honey wine producing or processing facilities and mainly exported and to Far East Asia. Beeswax processing. This is a traditional way of beeswax processing and casting. Socioeconomic importance. Well, number one, socioeconomic importance are dietary use. Honey is a useful source of high quality carbohydrate food. Um, Honey is also used as income source. I mean, farmers produce honey to just sell and get income. And honeybee also used as pollination service. They play a significant role in increasing crop yield by making efficient pollination. The honey has also, I mean, beekeeping has also social economic benefits like tej or honey wine used as a celebration of any kind of gathering. Places where beekeepers usually place their hives. You can see some farmers put their hive just right behind their home or homestead, their backyard. Some farmers hang on the tree near the homestead. Some just hang on the tree in the forest. So you can see the picture. The picture shows, sorry. So this is apiary farm for modern hive and transitional or intermediate hive. You can see the picture. Uh, This is a modern hive at their backyard. You can see just farmers with his beehive. Contemporary challenge. I just divided into mainly three categories: recently seen diseases, already existing problems, and agriculture-related problems. The recently seen diseases like American foulbrood, European foulbrood, wax moth, and varroa mite. Already existing ones are like pests and predators, absconding and migration, frequent swarming, diminishing forest coverage, and agricultural related activity and problems, lack of affordable beekeeping equipment. Some farmers cannot afford to buy equipment like honey extractor. And there are also problems like climate change causing drought, agrochemical intoxication, lack of necessary beekeeping skills. Farmers need more training to do more efficient beekeeping. Um, reduce reduction of honey colonies due to ecological disturbance. There are also sometimes market problem. Thank you for your attention. Uh, well, you can ask me any kind of question you have right now or later with with my phone number, with my email. We can work together if you want. So just keep in touch. My Twitter account is here. My Facebook is there. My LinkedIn is also there. My phone number is also there. You can just write me, ask me, and I'm always ready to share what I know, and I want to know what you know, and I want to share what I know with you. So feel free, contact me anytime, anywhere. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.